Hey everyone, I thought I'd do a video showing you my journal that I brought with me to San Diego Comic-Con, and I didn't end up using it because it was too busy. So usually what I do is I have these thin paper journals that I bring with me when I am out and about, and I do this when I'm working. So if I'm standing in line or waiting somewhere, I actually have a pencil and I can sketch and then later on add paint to it, whatever I want to use. But I like how lightweight these journals are that I've been making. I decided before San Diego, I was going through my list of events and things and the people that were going to be there, and one of the artists that was there was Dave McKean, and he's one of my favorite artists, and he has these little travel journals, and I love this size, and I decided that I wanted to make my own. So I made a little journal that, again, I ended up not working in, and I filled it with small sheets of wax paper and my paper. I had both printmaking paper and watercolor paper, and I put 2 signatures in it, and I carry this around the whole time just in case. But because when we go to San Diego Comic-Con, we are up at 5 a.m. and we don't get home to the hotel until usually, I don't know, like 11 or 12, but they're late nights, long days. But I had it, and it's mostly in case I had time when I was waiting in line or if I had time when I was at a panel. Now we ended up only going to one panel, and we ended up being busy every time we were waiting in line and things were packed. But I thought I'd go through and show you what I brought and what I prepped just in case, and just to give you some different ideas. So usually when I'm local, like I said, I'll have one journal with a clamp. I have a packet of baby wipes or alcohol wipes, the little thin red wet ones, and then I carry this with me. So specifically for Comic-Con, I ended up adding a graphite stick. So this is Kama, K-A-M-A pigments, and it's called a graphite bar. So I added this and I wrapped it in a paper towel, and I never used it, like I said, but I have it. So for local stuff, I'm not bringing that with me. Usually I have a couple of just blue shop towels. I have an eraser, even though I never use it. I have a good pencil sharpener. I have another clamp, and then I have these. Here's my pencils of choice. I have a Pentel Hybrid Technica .303 rather, sorry, in here just in case. My pencils of choice, my favorite is right now the Derwent Drawing in Ivory Black. So I have a couple of these, and I actually brought 6 backup pencils in a different case. I'll show you that in a second. But I have it in Ivory Black, I have Chinese White, Yellow Ochre, Sanguine, I know, sorry. What's this? Ink Blue, and surprise, surprise, another Ivory Black. So if I just had to pick one black pencil, it would probably be the Derwent Ivory Black. But then I also have a few others in here. I like the Ink Tense Chinese ink, so it's like the blackest black. And then I have Derwent Graphics. I have a 2B, or not 2B, another 2B, a 3B, and then because I bought these, I threw them in. I have the Mitsubishi Hi-Uni in a B, 2B, and a 4B. So those are the pencils that I always have in my purse. So I'm always carrying this little bag of goodies around. If I really want to lighten it up, what I'll do is I'll just take one of the Derwent drawing pencils and just throw it in with my journal and just carry this. So that's if I really want to lighten it up. The other thing that I had back at the lodge, back at the hotel, was this. This was my just in case. So just in case we get back to the hotel at 6 o'clock at night, that's funny, I had this with me. So again, I had extras of the Derwent pencils because I love those pencils. I had my Caran crayons, so I went through and I pulled out some of my old NeoArt crayons. I have Caran Neocolor IIs in here. I also like the Neocolor ones, but for this I just brought... I was worried about... my car is old. We don't have air conditioning. I was worried about leaving these in the car in the heat on the way down, not so much on the way back because it was late, but if these would melt, and they ended up being fine. But one of my little tricks that I like to do if I'm traveling through the desert or anywhere where it's really hot is if I have supplies that might melt, I will put them in like freezer bags or ice packs. So like I have blue Trader Joe's insulated bags. I put my paint, anything that might melt, because I found out the hard way years ago. I loaded up, I packed my car. We were going from Arizona to California through the desert during the summer, and I left my rubber stamps in the trunk of the car. Now the stamps didn't melt, but the cushions did. That sucked. So just so you know, watch the heat and your art supplies because you're not always aware of it. Things happen. So the other things I had was I had an empty pill bottle that I could fill with water and use with watercolor. So I had that. Again, this is for the hotel, not when I'm standing in line. I had one roll of washi tape because, I don't know, in case I needed it. I had a glue stick. My never leave home without Cocoina glue stick. More blue shop towels. And then I also brought, again, stuff I never use, but I thought just in case, because the crayons are water soluble. And then I could use I've got Winsor Newton quinacridone gold. I bought this forever ago. And then my company of choice that I absolutely love is Holbein. I don't work for Holbein. I just love their shit. They have the best art supplies, period, on the planet, in my opinion. So I have titanium white, ivory black, lemon yellow, ultramarine, deep blue. I have a Payne's gray, and I have a red somewhere. So I stuck with the primary colors, carmine. And then my teeny tiniest brushes that fit specifically in this bag. I thought about bringing a water brush. I decided against it, but I brought these mostly rounds. Well, I tried to stick with rounds, but whatever. I don't know. I grabbed the teeny tiniest brushes that fit in the bag, like I said. So that's what I brought. Like I said, I didn't end up working in it, but I had it just in case. I would strongly encourage you for traveling. You don't need all your stuff. You leave it at home. You know, bring a pencil, bring your journal just in case, take notes. I did have my, what's it called? My Detroit Shinola journal that I write in every single day. So I had that with me along with this. I try to pack light because when we go to Comic-Con, we go to usually try to get our stuff signed, our books and our comics signed. We go to get sketches, we go to meet the artists and the writers that are there, and then we bring stuff home too. And we are pack mules. We are basically lugging and carrying a lot of stuff as we go throughout the day. So that's why I really wanted to try to make it as light as possible. And again, I didn't want my crayons sitting in the car because I didn't know what the weather was going to be like where we were. So I hope this helps you and maybe makes you think about having a to-go bag and a hotel bag, something that's not, that heavy. But I think a lot of the times, most of us, not all of us, are guilty of thinking that we need a whole bunch of stuff to create, and we don't. Pencil, paper, that's it. Glue stick, paper, whatever. But think about limiting your supplies as you go, and even at home. I know some of us are guilty of thinking that we need everything, and we don't. So thanks for watching this video, and if you have any questions, let me know. And let me know what works for you for your travel journal and your travel bag. Bye.